Hey, and welcome again to Steve's Backyard Barbecue. We're doing the third in our sandwich series, and today we're going to do hamburgers the way we like to do hamburgers. I thought I was going to do this in a burger competition, but yeah, you know how it goes. Time and everything, I couldn't get it off work to go. But this is what I came up with. I've got about a 3.5 pound chuck roast, 1.5 pound ribeye, and a pound of thick cut hickory smoked bacon. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of the wrapper, and then I'm going to slice it up, and I'm going to remove some of the hard fat, okay? And because that's not good even after you run it through a meat grinder. So, I'm going to remove some of the hard fat here, like this stuff here that you can see, and maybe a little bit of this, okay? But I'm going to leave most of the rest because, well, fat means flavor, and we want it to taste good. Now, this is the best proportion that I have found so far for meat. So we're going to slice this up, and then I'm going to grind it up. I've still got most of the pieces in the freezer. That's where I keep them. And the reason being, one, it helps them not rust, and two, there's a lot of friction when you grind meat, okay? There's a lot of friction, and friction means heat, and it gets warmed up. So when you keep your grinding pieces frozen cold, that makes it easier on the grinder. It takes a lot less effort. The motor does a lot easier work, and it lasts longer, and the meat comes out easier to work with. But it still gets a little bit warmed up, and it's got a, I'm just going to cut it up, take off most of the hard fat, and then I'll grind it up, and I'll put it in this bowl right here, and put it back in the refrigerator for a couple hours to get nice and good and cold. And then it's easier to work with, and we'll make our burger patties, fire up the grill, and go to cooking. Now, I'd like to have about a 3.5 pound chuck, about 1.5 pounds of ribeye, and I don't cut any fat off the ribeye, leave it all on there. And a pound of thick cut hickory smoked bacon. You can use whatever bacon you like, apple smoked, plain, use your favorite. And when you do that, you have a burger that you like. So I'll finish this up, bring it back when we're done. Stay tuned. Okay, well, we're back. I've got this chuck all cut up. It was a 3.71 pound chuck. I've got the ribeye all sliced up like that. This was a 0.96 pound ribeye and a pound of thick cut hickory smoked bacon. Now this is going to make just a tiny bit over 5 pounds of ground beef, and we're not going to eat it all today, but we're going to have a couple burgers. We're going to take a couple over to the neighbors that missed church today, and we're going to grind this all up. We're going to put it in this bowl here and stick it in the fridge for an hour or two to come back together, be cold again, and then it'll be ready for patties. I'm going to take a little bit of the chuck roast, a little bit of the ribeye, and a little bit of the bacon, so it gets all mixed in together good and everything. We'll bring you back when we're ready to put this on the grill. I'm not going to make you watch all this grinding. See you in a bit. Alright, we're back again. We got the chimney coals all lit up. We'll put them on the grill. That's coming up to temperature now as we speak. We've got this ground beef that we made for you earlier, and now we're just going to patty it up. Now that it's cold, it'll be a lot easier to work with. And as you've heard time and time again, and you'll hear again right now, don't overwork your beef patties, okay? If you don't pack them too tight, you don't have to put that stupid dimple in the middle, because they won't poof up on you if you don't pack them too tight. If you look at a burger closely like this, And I don't know if my camera's good enough to get in that close, but Erin will do the best she can. You'll see the little lines between the little pieces like this. And if you leave a little bit of space in there, just a little, so the air can roll through, and the fat, when it melts, can spread up and give that really nice, good flavor. They won't blow your burgers up like a pillow or a football or what have you. And I should weigh these, but I'm not. I'm just kind of eyeballing them. The thing is, of course, if they're all the same, they'll cook the same at the same time on the same heat and everything. I'm just going to eyeball these a little bit and get them kind of close. There, those two aren't too far apart. This one needs a little more to join the party, so we'll just put it in there and pat it right down. Getting hot here. And we're just going to put these right over the direct flames to start. And we'll get a nice little crusty sear on them. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. There they go. Now, I'll just give them a few minutes. I'll turn them over and I'll scoot them to the indirect side to finish them off. And we've got some cheese to put on. We've got some shredded cheddar. We're going to make cheeseburgers out of them. And as you remember, this is ground up chuck, ribeye, and thick cut hickory smoked bacon. So we're going to have some bacon cheeseburgers. And man, these are going to be really good. When you mix your own meat, you'll never buy grounds from the store again. See you in a bit. Okay, we're back out at the grill. We've got some shredded cheddar cheese to put on here. More than a little. We like cheese. And what else are we going to do with it? Except put it on food. Oh, poor little guy feels left out. Everybody else got a whole bunch. He got just a little bit. Well, we can fix that. There. Now, I'll give that a minute or two to melt down, and I've got some buns here. Now, these are not gluten-free, but they're all buttered up. And Erin doesn't have a gluten-free bun, so she's going to get one on a plate. And I've got that down below, so I don't put any buns on her plate. You got to keep that separate, otherwise it'll transfer enough to make her sick. Because that's what gluten-free means. You don't need to be shown how to butter buns, and I'll just put them on there and toast them up about 30-40 seconds each, and then we'll take them off and make burgers, and we'll show you that. All right, we're back. We're off the grill. We got a couple here for Erin. She's just going to eat by herself, and we've got some of this burger sauce we made up. I told you about earlier. That'll be more than enough for her, and I'll put some on here. This is just mayonnaise with a little bit of stone ground mustard. Okay? And it just took a little bit of fiddling around to get it the way we wanted it, so that we had a little bit of background warmth from the stone ground mustard, but not, you know, monstrous heat, because, well, Erin doesn't like monstrous heat. And like I said twice before, we're going to share these with an elderly couple from the church who probably are in their, oh geez, early to mid 80s maybe. They probably won't like, you know, burning background heat either. So There we go. That's good. We're going to go ahead and put the tops on these. And I guess they're on the tops, most of them. And we're going to flip them over. And everybody always likes to see the inside of one of these. So come on up close. I'll slice one open for you. And you can see this bacon burger, bacon cheeseburger with the meat sauce. Let's take a look and see how we did, okay? Take a look. Take a taste. Oh man. Are you kidding me? I know you expect me to tell you this is good. I'm telling you this is good and I ain't lying. You mix your own meat, you do this, you'll never buy ground meat again. You'll never go to the local burger shop. This is proof positive there's a God and He loves us. Man, I'm telling you. Aaron, you got to dig in it. What do you think?
It's really good.
Yeah, it is. All right, well, thanks for watching. Join us next time. We'll continue this series, and we'll see you then.